welcome. This is Deanna coming to you with an energy update for October 20th, give or take, through to the new moon on the 27th. So we are leaving Libra season and we are heading in deep into the fixed water sign of Scorpio. As of today, there's already a few of the personal planets that have made their way into Scorpio. Mercury, which rules the mind, communication, is in the deep watery sign of Scorpio as of today. Venus, the love, the harmony, the feminine archetype, is also in Scorpio as of today. And let me see, I'm not an astrologer, but what I am is an awakened empath, and I love the inner outer, the outer inner, the as within, so out and about. So creation to me is all things. So my passion today coming on with this energy update is to share a little bit of what I've been feeling thus far. We're on this side of the full moon in Aries. I feel like after that full moon was more intense than it even was leading up to it this time. I use Oracle to give us a little bit of a guidance, a little bit of encouragement, a little bit of allowing us to dive deep and dive into those waters, right? So hope everybody that just celebrated their solar return as Libras enjoyed their solar return, their birthdays. 23rd, the sun moves into Scorpio, and the moon is also in Scorpio. That's what a new moon is. They're both in the same sign. What I feel like is the biggest highlight of this is they're both going to be at, of course, 4 degrees. But then in opposition of that, we have Uranus and Taurus that's also at 4 degrees. 4 to me is symbolic of Gaia, community, the body, not just our body, but the Mother Earth body. And so I feel like it's a very grounded number, right? Because it represents the body. But I feel like it's going to be, with Uranus in opposition with that, the same degree, 4 degrees. I feel like Uranus is going to keep shaking things up. And it's going to be pretty deep in the watery sign, fixed water sign of Scorpio. I love Scorpios. Lay it all out on the table. Talk about the things that are cliche or hard to talk about. Kind of a no-nonsense type of sign if they're in harmony. And I think that this is the hugest thing, even more so than just the new moon, this dark moon in Scorpio, is that opposition with Uranus is really going to make it a time where you're not going to want to act out of impulse. Sudden changes can occur with Uranus, and I feel like with all of us healing the south node where Saturn and Pluto have been dancing around, and heading into that more nurturing sign of Cancer and what our foundations, we really want them to be, the strong roots that tie us, right? So I'm not going to go too much more into that. Just keep that in mind. I'm feeling a lot of, what is the moon in today? Today is the 21st. So the moon is in Cancer, getting ready to go into the fiery sign of Leo. So we could be coming from, I can share this with myself, a lot of deep emotions over the past couple days, and now we're getting into that more of represented by the sun as well as Leo, is that fiery, but it's our moon, so just keep your emotions in check. I noticed as of last night, which I have not checked the Schumann resonance, that my body increasingly as the time went by yesterday just felt like it was constricted or in a vice. And I think a lot of us are noticing that our appetites are shifting quite frequently too, and really just needing a lot of water as we're integrating this light into our vessels. Scorpios, to me, I didn't know this till recently. I learned that there's 3 archetypes of the Scorpio. There's of course the Scorpion that have kind of a if you mess with my heart kind of type thing, or I get too out of balance with finding everybody suspicious or not trustworthy. They can sting you. But then there's the Phoenix rising, and I feel like for a lot of us that's where it is. And the third one was the eagle, like the bird's eye perspective. That one makes a whole lot of sense with me, us leaving Libra season, going into Scorpio season 2, that maybe we've had a perspective of that justice and fairness and seeing other perspectives through this Libra season. And that maybe going into this deep dive into Scorpio season, which I just find is awesome, deep but awesome, is there anything really deep that we need to unpack and purge? Purging is another thing that's coming up for me. I feel like I'm purging inner and I'm purging in the physical as well. So let's see. I think we just have a really new, with even though it's a new moon, I feel like we still have it open and available to us to really, like, what do I want in the physical, with the 4 degrees of Uranus and Taurus and the 4 degrees of the sun and the moon making it the dark moon in Scorpio. And that 4 is a Gaia number, very earthy, very grounded, very community. This could be people that like to work with animals, and resonates with me. I mean, my sun sign's an earth sign, so I've always felt very in tune and in sync with nature and animals. So maybe this is a time of, we've unpacked a lot of stuff. We're going into Scorpio season. We've really weighed it out with the Libra season, what really matters to us and the foundations, because Uranus and Taurus will shake up things and go, no, it ain't staying, it isn't working for your higher good, so we're going to shake this up and we're going to restructure things, you know. And that's really where we want to head into the new North Node in Cancer too, because that's more of the feminine archetype, with love and compassion, and this is what I want family to be, and this is what I want community to be. I think collectively we're all seeing that we have to find a new way because the old ways are not working, and I really suggest not holding on to the old ways, because they do need to fall. For the collective consciousness, for all, I feel the biggest thing that we can do is love ourselves, self-love. Be careful not to act out of quick stinging here coming through this whole week. I really feel we're going to see a lot of, on the collective level, a lot of people finally saying, you know what, no more. We, the people, we, humanity, we as the oneness that we aren't digging these old structures, you know, Saturn in the South Node and breaking and shaking that up. What is that? Where is it? I don't have it for the new moon date specifically. I printed the chart for today. Well, obviously, I don't think I said this video neither. The South Node and Saturn and Pluto all being in Capricorn, you know, no more of the foundations and structures that are not for your higher good, for the collective's higher good. And so collectively, guys, just keep that in mind, because I think with this Libra, a lot of people have been going inner to weigh out perspectives and go, you know, no, this doesn't resonate with my soul. No, I don't agree with how the structures are, whether it be within you, within your family, within your immediate surroundings of community. Here we go, back to the 4 again. But also for the oneness of humanity, all of us, all living beings, you know, self, nature, animals, plants. And so I think we're really going to keep amping up this of the people saying no more, you know, no more Monsanto in our food, no more, and this can go right into your own inner self and your own family. Like, no, this is no more this isn't better for me. I got to rise and keep diving deep. And so whatever this is in the deep recesses, with this beautiful new moon in Scorpio and where we've transited from until today, just getting back to the fundamentals of what really matters. And so there could be a lot of deep inner, I know I've been kind of quiet myself leading up to today. I had a really strong headache again yesterday, just a lot of that pressure. I'm feeling like we're integrating and shifting so much that it's best to just keep surrendering. And so that's perfect with Scorpio, to surrender that fluid, the don't be too fixed on things. Very emotional, deep sign. I love it. I have a very, very beautiful soul sister is. And you know what? When it gets down to the shitty nitty gritty, we're going to sit down and lay it on the table and talk about it, even if it's hard to talk about. And I freaking respect that so much. It's actually, Scorpio is, I believe, the opposition of my moon sign. So there's a beautiful little thing that we can meet in that middle. And is Virgo in Scorpio? No, Taurus. My Taurus moon. Anyway, I'm rattling. So Mercury in the deep recesses of Scorpio apparently has me going to town with my emotions and whatnot. So I asked for God, Creator, Source's presence to fill me up, to allow me to be the perfect channel for some lovely, heart-centered messages, to encourage everybody that comes in and listens today. We give thanks in advance. We understand that if it does not make sense to our soul right at this time, that it will, because these messages are always timeless. I'm noticing a lot. I say this often, guys, but man, oh my, drink, and it's just, I want lemon water, that's it. Stay open and receptive no matter how deep diving you go. Don't act out of impulse. And that Uranus and Taurus, man, Uranus is a 7-year cycle, so it's in that home, that earthy sign of Taurus. There we go with the 4 again, right? 4 degrees, and then this new moon, which is the sun and the moon, both at 4 degrees of Scorpio. I feel like that's the biggest highlight that we have to, and this is always inner outer. It matters. So what do we have today? Woo! All right, from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, Middle World. To me, let me really, really look at this. It's beautiful. This is being strongly anchored in your roots. This is reaching far to the ethers, to the stars, to the moons, to the heavens, to the realms that can be right here. When we have a strong foundation with our roots, we can weather the storms through all of the possible turbulence that we're going through in our lives. As above, so below. I feel it's just very simple. The middle world, anchoring in heaven, our physicality of what we want our roots and our foundations to be, anchoring it into our our body, our communities, our families. 3 plus 6, this is card 36. This is also a 9, which is completions, ending of cycles. The sunrise above it. Is that the sun or is that the moon? I believe it's the sun. So anchoring into your body, your knowingness of your spiritualness, your oneness that all is, as above, so below. We've been working on dropping all of these old structures that aren't working with the South Node in Capricorn, ending karmic cycles, remembering who you are as soul, spirit, oneness, consciousness, doing your work, holding yourself accountable so that we can walk in and have new community, new family structures that are authentic and real and strongly rooted in that. Super beautiful. Let's go one more with the Mystical Shaman. The Crow. Card number 13. 1 plus 3 is another earthy, Gaia, community. The crow has wisdom and knowledge and very, very bright. Ooh, I love this. I've been around crows. They're super smart. They're very wise. I want to read in the book on this one. I will never omit the book, especially on my Divine Feminine deck and my Mystical Shaman Oracle, because I tell you what, there's something always in the depths of Colette Baron Reid's books that really, if you don't pick up on something and you go farther into this, it's just beautiful. Don't worry about anybody ever saying, don't use books, use books. I feel it's unique to each deck, whether you use the book or not. Quite frankly, I love books and I love reading. So, card number 13. Crow is the keeper of the universal law, the law of truth. Crow teaches us to walk our talk, to find congruence between who we say we are and who we really know ourselves to be. The winged one insists that we speak our truth, that we create truth instead of searching for it, and that we bring truth to every situation that we find ourselves in. When you speak the truth and practice truth, eventually everything you say becomes true. Your power to co-create with the truth is the universal law. Correct what is untrue in your life without judgment, and let the truth set you free. That is so significant right now with this deep dive in. 2019's been intense. Awake or asleep, I don't see how anybody's not been able to feel it. And they may feel it and not know about it, but it's huge. This is first starting in your own energy and holding yourself accountable, and stop going in the programs of what other people want you to be, but in a very heart-centered space as we're unpacking. And it's not easy. I had to do a lot of healthy boundaries with people that didn't appreciate that, and I had to do it anyway for the well-being of myself. Speaking your truth always. Being who you are, whether you're in front of this camera or other people, always being genuine and straight up. I don't play well with those that have the many faces. I don't play well with people that don't want to just bring it well to the table and speak it and speak your truth, because I'm an empath, as you probably are on this channel. I can feel what people aren't saying anyway. So I appreciate this Scorpio season that we're going into, because I am all about bringing the hard things to the table to talk about. And I have a lot of Libra. I have a stellium in my in Libra, and I love fairness and justice, and I don't care who you are. I will always speak my truth. And I suppose if we learn that it's on somebody else if they get triggered, to be able to dive deep and anchor in who they are authentically. I believe with 4 and Gaia, and see we find another one here, we have to change the trajectory of where we are, built all these false structures in families, in community, oh my God, I hate politics because I've always known they're corrupt, but politics and this oneness for all and all this yada yada that they talk, but it's not true. So it's a huge time to anchor in what we want our roots firmly rooted in, and walking the walk and talking the talk, speaking your truth from a heart-centered space. Stick up for what is right in your heart. We'll do another one from the Moonology. We got this beautiful new moon coming up on Sunday, 27th. What else we got here? Right here. You and your loved ones are safe. New moon in Cancer. This is about family. We're divinely guided and protected. Sometimes when we set healthy boundaries with people that were born into family dynamics, their ego might not like it. If there's been a codependency throughout the dynamic, a lot of karmic stuff is being healed with that. So No matter what, if people don't understand you, it's okay. Still speak your truth. Anchor into your truth. It's about each one of us at an individual level first. Start holding ourselves accountable, breaking a lot of karmic stuff that we keep incarnated in the same crap, you know. Number 9 being a completion of that. Walking more in, anchoring into your truth, speaking it. And that no matter what, from a heart-centered space, healthy boundaries, whether the other person is aware or not, doesn't matter. What matters is you have to have healthy boundaries, because if you don't, the other party that's not acting from their higher selves, their God-like selves, co-creators, sparks of God, if they're being narcissistic or there's a codependency there, by you saying no more is actually honoring their higher selves. A lot of us are freeing up all these karmic patterns. So if they don't like it in the flesh, too bad. You gotta go and hold yourself accountable, speak your truth from a heart-centered space, and really just go from there, because that's been coming up a whole lot, is the holding ourselves accountable, really restructuring what we want as within us, our families, the society that we're in. And I think a lot of us sensitive and empaths, I know this without a shadow of a doubt, we've always known that things were built on lies. And so when we have to dive deep to do that work within us, it's not easy. It is not easy. I do surrender a whole lot. I lay it all out there for God, Creator, Source. Every word, every thought is a prayer, so that is known anyway, but there's a little extra something when you ask. Spirit loves when you ask. They love it. And you'll start seeing the guidance in your life if you do that. It's called emptying and refilling. Refill back up with what you want. Not in the material necessarily. We're talking, I want this structure within me. This is my foundation. I want more peace. I want more joy. So emptying out what is stressing or not good for your higher self, and refilling back in with God's presence of what is intended for us in the first place. We'll go one more with the Crystal Angel Oracle to sum this up. I hope everybody enjoyed Libra season. I hope you took well advantage of all the things that were supporting us, and really the fairness and the justice and the equality, harmony. Keep releasing. Here we go. Progress, not perfection. Perfect. This goes hand in hand with what I was saying about anchoring in your truth, speaking your truth, knowing that you're protected and guided, and working on healthy boundaries, because you have to start somewhere, right? Like I always say, if not us, who? If not now, when? For Gaia, Earth, community, what we want family structures to be. It's about starting somewhere. You're not gonna master it at first, right? Don't even put that pressure on yourself. Don't compare yourself to others or judge yourself. Instead, focus upon how far you've come and all that you have learned. So this is asking to celebrate for those that have already been doing a lot of work. And this is also a reminder that to those that have not started, I suggest you start doing that, because it's going to start coming down the chute to where you're getting pushed into things, especially with Uranus and Taurus, who likes to shake shit up. Really take advantage of the energy that is supporting you. Take advantage of, give gratitude for where you've been. I don't want to say take advantage of, but use all of this for the betterment of you, for the betterment of the higher self, for the family structures. Sometimes it's hard to do healthy boundaries, but this card is reminding us with this story, you got to start somewhere. Unless you want to incarnate back into the same families that you've been in, I suggest you start learning healthy boundaries. And if your heart says to say no and you're still being a people pleaser saying yes, that would not be a good time to do that. Give thanks for the progress that you guys have seen, for all of you that have been working on this. Anchor that in, get your roots and your foundation strong. That gives the strength to weather the storms in the human experience. Always speak your truth. Throat chakra, from a heart-centered space. Reminder that you are spiritually protected, guided, and safe. And start somewhere. And those that have been doing their work, really just love yourself up. Give yourself a kudos. Let all of the lessons that you've gotten rid of turn into blessings and start co-creating the life that you want. Starts with you in accountability, starts in the family, starts within the community, and then it broadens back up into the collective. I send this to you with so much love and many blessings. I hope you enjoyed my channel today. If you're new, like, subscribe, share if it resonates. To returning listeners, thank you so much. I love my Mercury mind today, talking 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'm going to do some grounding myself. Fill up, empty out everything that's bothering you, refill, and start co-creating the life that you want. Blessings and namaste.